You deserve this.
Now we are on the Poison Spider Trail looking for dinosaur tracks. We've seen some petroglyphs, and again, these petroglyphs were inscribed right around the years 300 to 1300. And there's some that were later that weren't as well defined by a later tribe of Indians that came through, but the bigger ones are quite old. Well, these dinosaur tracks should be even older, so we're going to see if we can find them. We have to hike along this trail for a little ways. It's not really super well marked as to which trail goes where. One trail goes to an arch, one trail goes to the dinosaur tracks. So I hope we're on the right trail. Yeah, up there somewhere are dinosaur tracks. There we go. There are some dinosaur tracks on the slab of rock. In order to get here, we had to walk up a pretty steep rock face, and it's kind of slippery, and the last thing you want to do is fall, because if you fall, you're going down there. Last night we spent the night at Walmart, so I didn't take any images of that. Today we're heading to Abilene, Kansas. So I think there's a song about Abilene, but I don't think it's about Kansas. Anyway, there is a Eisenhower Museum there. I'm hoping we have enough time to do that tomorrow. Not sure. We might have to pass that by this trip and try again at another time, because I think that would be really cool. That was a really interesting time in our history, and it'd be really cool to see that museum. So here we go, off to Abilene. Well, we've made it out of Colorado, and now here we are in Kansas. The spot we're going to is about 4.5 hours from here, so no time to dilly-dally, back on the road.
And this is my free market, and you probably know that this is my husband Mike's Leisure Biz station, but today is all about us. Forget him. We finally made it to my destination, and look what we found. So this is about us. He's going to take off for about 3 or 4 hours. We'll call him when we're out of money. See you on the other side. Bye.
While the girls are inside the Missouri Star Quilting Company, I think they're shopping for fabric, or I don't know. I walked in there, took one peek around. Okay, it's a quilt shop. Doesn't mean anything to me. This is the boyhood home of J.C. Penney, and they have a J.C. Penney museum here, which I think is interesting. Also, the Missouri Star Quilt Company has developed Manland. So they understand that the husbands aren't always interested in going and shopping around, so they have this place here. I'm going to go and peek my head in and see what it's all about. All right, here I am in Manland. Vending machines, pool table, comfy chairs, TV. Good place to hang. However, I think I found something better than sitting around. Okay, while waiting for the women, I had a couple beers in the Levi Garrison and Sons Brewing Company, and it used to be called Ninja Moose Brewing, but Moosehead from Canada got upset with their name Ninja Moose, and so they sued him. And this was a small startup company, so they didn't have deep pockets and they couldn't really represent themselves well. I mean, they don't have a case. I mean, Moosehead doesn't have a case. Just because you use the word moose in your brewing process or your brewing name should not represent a trademark infringement. So it's really interesting. They said, okay, forget it. We'll just go back to our founder. Levi Garrison. He owned a farm out here, sorghum farm, and was very successful at that. So they just went ahead and renamed the brewery after him. Yeah, which is too bad because Ninja Moose is kind of a cool name, and it's really shitty of Moosehead Company saying that infringed on their copyright, or I guess their trademark. Hamilton, Missouri is a town of about 2,000 people, and this town was really dead until the Missouri Star Quilt Company became popular. I don't know why it's popular. Barb could tell me more about that, but it became popular, and really this town rose from the ashes, and it's really now more of a tourist destination for people that are interested in quilting, or maybe they're interested in JCPenney. I'm not sure which, but I'm betting against quilting. I've seen a lot of people walking around taking pictures of the different storefronts. They have, I think they said, 9 different shops here, all owned by the Missouri Star Quilting Company, and all have something a little bit different. So if you're into quilting, Hamilton, Missouri, that's the place to come, or go online. They should pay me for this, right? I just ordered a pizza in Shabance, Illinois. This is the medium size. So I'm going to start with this piece. Well, we made it to Kankakee, Illinois, and this is a KOA campground here. We're going to be here for 2 nights. I selected this campground just because of its proximity to Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Today, Margaret leaves us. She heads home. She said she had a good time. I'm thinking she's going to also be happy to be home and be around her kids and grandkids again. So it's been a good almost 3 weeks that she was with us. But she flies home today, and then we're going to head out from here and go to our training class at Spartan. And I'll show some images of that once we get there. But today, we're taking her to the airport and dropping her off. This particular campground, like I said, is a KOA. Has a swimming pool, a little store, has camping areas, it has tenting areas, and it has RV areas. It's about $45 a night, so still on the high end of what I like to pay. But it's really, like I said, the proximity to the airport is why we're here. So the next couple of weeks, we're going to be boondocking. We're going to spend a week at Spartan, a week at Entegra, and then we're going to head down to Alabama in probably almost a month, maybe 3 weeks, driveway surfing in Mobile. So, nice campground. I'd stay here again. Don't like the price, but it is what it is, right? But it is a nice campground. Well, it was a little hard getting the big rig in here. Put a scratch down the side of the big rig. They had a water spigot that was a little close to the road, and I didn't see it, and scratched the side of the coach. And the employee that was leading me into the spot didn't see it either. So another thing to have Entegra take a look at and see if we could do some touch-up paint on the side of the coach. Not sure if we'll do it or not. I do have some touch-up paint inside the coach that I could do myself, but it looked like a pretty deep scratch. It's about 8 inches long, so I'd like to get that taken care of. Anyway, off to the airport. Well, we made it to Spartan, and today was day 1 of our training. And it was really good, interesting training on the maintenance of the coach. And while we're here, we're having work done on the coach. So they're changing the oil in the coach, and also the oil in the generator. We're having the coach aligned, lubed, the chassis lubed, and then had them do a 44-point inspection on the coach too. And through that inspection, they found a lot of problems with the coach. So majority of the problems are going to be covered under warranty. There were some issues because of some road debris that I hit, that I damaged the oil pan under the coach, and so that needs to be fixed. But there were other problems that were really integrally related, parts that just broke off. And one of the parts that broke off caused a lot of damage to some of the other equipment. So it was a T connector for an airline, and it sprayed water on some of these other parts that then corroded. And so that's thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage under the car, under the coach. And part of it is, part of the repair is going to take, 32 hours for them to repair this, which means we'll probably have to stay in a hotel. So it's a good stop for us to come here and have all of this checked out. It's bad news that we have all these issues, but good news that we're going to get them all fixed. So I'm glad we're here. It's just not going to be as comfortable as we thought. And we still have a couple more days of training to do. So it's really good training. Highly recommend it. Good stop. Got the hat. Got some other swag. So next up is that our technician is going to take us out to our coach and actually take us down in the pit. And we're going to go underneath the coach, and he's going to start pointing out some of these things that we need to take care of as part of regular maintenance. So that should be pretty interesting. Well, Barb, you've been in this training class all day today. How did it go?
Okay.
Did you learn anything?
A little bit.
Anything you're ever going to use?
No.
Because who's going to have to use it?
You.
Oh, gee, thanks. Our class is over for the day, so we thought we'd come out and get some dinner. And we heard about this place here from one of the trainers, so we thought we'd give it a try. It's called Eaton Rapids Craft Company. So the first thing Barb thought, crafts, great crafts, they must sell quilts in here. No, it's craft beer. So I'm gonna head inside, grab a bite to eat, and see if any of our classmates show up. If not, we're just gonna have a bite to eat. Well, here I am in downtown Charlotte, Michigan. It's Charlotte, not Charlotte, which is in North Carolina. It's Charlotte. And if you pronounce it Charlotte, you'll be quickly reminded, no, it's Charlotte. Spelled exactly the same way, just pronounced differently. The reason I'm out here just sitting in the street is because Barb found a quilt shop. So she's in there looking at the quilts. Big Amish community out here, and so I don't know if she's going to find anything special in there or not, but there is a big Amish community. From here, we're going to head down to the Entegra factory, where we're going to take a factory tour, and that should be pretty interesting. We're going to spend about a week there. There's some work they're going to do on the coach. The work that they've done on the coach here at the Spartan factory, which is all about the chassis. The chassis is, the frame, the wheels, all the running gear that's on the coach. They found a lot of problems, and all of it is going to be fixed under warranty. The only part that's not fixed under warranty is all the maintenance work. So the maintenance is the fuel filters, the air filters, the air dryer, the suspension kinds of things, filters, and for that. And all of that maintenance is still around $1,300 just for your yearly maintenance. Well, maybe not all of it's yearly maintenance, because I'm also having the ride height adjusted, the alignment work done, and a lube job as well. Now, as I sit here and talk, I realize it's pretty busy here. There's lots of cars going by. So a small town of about 9,000 people, but this downtown area is pretty busy here for the middle of the week. Learned a lot from our class. We were just fed information through a fire hose. The good news is they gave me manuals of everything that they talked about, and so I have that for future reference. Gave us a few nice gifts as well. Nice camping chairs and little other swag, so that's nice. This class is not free. It was about $1,700 per coach, so that was for both Barb and I, but they fed us every day, and it was a week-long training, so really a good value for that. Then plus we're spending money on all the work that they're doing, so it's well worth Spartan's effort to go ahead and do these classes. But it's also well worth my effort to learn this. So now I know how to do the maintenance on the chassis part of the coach. On to Entegra, where I learn more about the house of the coach. Oh great, now Barb found the local yarn garden, excuse me. Yarn barn, yard garden, sounds the same to me. She doesn't even do stuff with yarn. Like I said, the chassis part of the system is everything about driving the coach. So it's your air systems, your braking systems, your suspension systems, your tires, everything that you would need to understand. Weights of the coach and how those play a role in the balance of the coach. So that's what we did this week. The house systems is everything else. So I have problems with my awnings. I'm having problems with the push buttons on the toilet. I'm having problems with an air conditioner. There's lots of little things that affect the livability of the coach, not so much the drivability. So when I get done with Spartan here, the drivability is going to be all figured out and all taken care of. And this is part of why I came here. I know these coaches have issues, and I have not been behind the wheel for all the miles on that coach. So I don't know what the salesman did when they were driving the coach, or other potential buyers, what they were doing when they drove that coach. And as I found out, some of those systems had failed, and they didn't recognize it, which caused other parts to fail. So it was a good idea to come here, and I knew I was going to need to do it anyway. It's kind of at the end of our warranty, and so I wanted to make sure I got all of that done. Same with the house part. I knew there were going to be parts that failed. This is not a statement about the manufacturer. Yeah, the manufacturer builds these. They put the walls in and the floors in and the insulation, all the tubing and wires. They do all that. But they don't build the air conditioners. They don't build the toilets. They don't build the refrigerator, or they don't build the stove. Those are all built by third parties. And when those parts fail, it's not the manufacturer's fault. However, with Entegra, they will stand behind those parts, and they will go ahead and take care of that under warranty. And that's one of the good things about having an Entegra, is they do stand behind their product. And so it's going to be interesting to see everything we can get done in Entegra. By the time I'm done with this week and next week, I have almost a brand new coach at that point, because of all the work that they're doing to replace the broken parts. And of course, the other parts that aren't broken, they're not going to wear out anytime soon. Well, I hope. So if you buy a coach and you think you're not going to have problems, think again. They all have problems. They're all going to have something go wrong. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, you're going to have to put money into these. These are depreciating assets. It's not like a house that's going to appreciate. So So they do depreciate, and they require maintenance, ongoing maintenance. Even though you have a home where you don't have to do lots of stuff to it all the time, hopefully, if you got, you're not replacing your roof all the time or have other components go out inside your house, but your house isn't also going down the road at 70 miles an hour across bumpy roads through construction sites and everything else that I put the coach through. So things are going to shake loose, wires are going to shake loose, and as long as you got a good support group behind you to go ahead and take care of that, you should be all right. I want to thank everybody that we went to class with. This was a lot of fun. We got to meet some new people, some really cool people. I hope to see them down the road, and when we do, it's just going to be like old friends meeting up and hanging out again. So I'm really looking forward to that. I hope we see each other down the road. It was good to talk to them about their coaches, and they asked about our coach, and we're all going through the same thing, and so it's a good brotherhood. So if you're thinking about enjoying this lifestyle, go for it. Find a rig that you like. Find the people who also are like-minded and want to do that with you, and go out and have fun. It's a great way to meet people and enjoy life.
Service.